起きてばかりね。
Remember that joke? Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear us now? Can you guys hear us now? Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again. We're going to fuck this. You know what? End stream. We'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Should I do that? Should I start the stream over again? It's like the millionth time I've done this in fucking OBS fucks. So, ugh. We were trying to make a short podcast, and the first 12 minutes was absolutely garbage. Fucking hell. Anyway, I'm gonna start over. Just pretend that you guys heard something, okay?
That's why nobody complained with your joke.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to complain my joke. I'm gonna do it again. Are you ready? It's gonna be exactly the same joke. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Can you wait for it?
God damn it.
This is Evan Studios Weekly Podcast number 49. With the title Let the Countdown Begin. I am your host Stark, and with me I have the guy that already, you do you, bro.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that guy. For those that don't know, that's Isaac, the co-founder, and so Isaac is the co-founder and the co-host of the co-founder of Evan Studios and the co-host of the podcast. And today I said we were going to have a short podcast, so the short podcast is like this. The patch is coming out on March 15. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day.
Bye, everyone.
起きてばかり寝坊しちゃった思い出したのは君
So basically that was the joke. See, that was the joke, and it got botched because my microphone was fucked. It was a good listen. In my mind, it was a good joke. I just botched the joke. It was the delivery. The joke was good. The delivery was fucking garbage. So basically, this is what's going on. As you guys know, in mid January, we released a poll to have people decide if we were going to do an extension of the scenes of the shoulder patch. Everybody said yes, and then we had to wait like a week because people were voting, and then we had to wait like another week because the CG team was already finishing one of the Christmas scenes, which we have 3 so far, by the way. And we are going, like I said before, for people that listen to the podcast, I'm not going to say this anywhere else. We are going to spoil the Christmas patch on the Shota patch. At the end of the Shota patch, we're going to spoil the Christmas patch. Like I said, listen, the joke will work if my mic if OBS didn't screw up my joke again. But here's the thing. So basically, right now we are trying to evaluate how long it takes for the CG team to make a scene, and it's right now we're taking about a week per scene. So it's realistically to say that for Bloodlust we will be seeing something like a patch every 2 months with 8 enticings. This is what we are realistically looking at. So the CG team started working on the additional 4 scenes for the Shota patch in around the last week of January, and basically that was Muku just drawing the scenes, drawing the outlines, etc., and then sending them to Tiger Lila so she could call her. So basically, she already called her 2 scenes. I already spoiled those 2 scenes, and basically we need probably realistically like 2 more weeks to release the next 2 scenes. However, for me to be able to give people a realistic release date and not get worried by something happen like, oh my god, someone's pool caught fire and whatever, because shit happens in real life. And basically I can in my mind we're going to release in the 10th. Okay, basically we just need Tiger Lila to finish the 2 scenes that's left. So the 10th, it's like 2 more weeks, because today is Friday. They're going to rest on the weekend. So basically they're going to do 1 scene in the next week, and then they're going to do the other scene on the week after, and we will be able to release it on that Friday, which is the 10th. However, just in case some shit happens, and this is just me safeguarding whatever the fuck can happen, I'm going to set a 15 release date, and we might release earlier. But just in case some shit happens, and because I don't want people to get mad at us because we're going to miss the deadline, whatever, or the estimate, or blah blah blah. So basically, around the office, around here, when did I say that realistically it will be March 10? When did I say, okay, the schedule is probably like March 10?
Was it like 2 weeks ago or something? I don't
Okay,
remember.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, maybe.
So
Yeah.
basically, since like 2 weeks ago, that was what we thought will be, and that's when I told you.
Yeah.
That's when I officially announced, okay, that's probably when it's gonna come out. So basically, I've known for like 2-3 weeks when was the release date going to be, but I was like, okay, let's make sure that nothing happens. And so far, thankfully, since then, nothing has happened. We have been able to deliver at the rate that we were expecting to deliver. And I did tell people that once the CG start, just grab her and put her out of the room. And I'll close the door. Thank you. So sorry, my cats were trying to invade. So basically, like I was saying, we were just trying to. Jesus. Okay, I need. Of course you were. I need to cut. No, don't do that. Okay, now my cell phone is off. Sorry. Let me focus on what we're saying. So basically, since then, jeez, I just slapped the fucking mic, dude. Everything is going. So basically, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I more or less knew how much more we needed to deliver the scenes. And thankfully, so far, the scenes have been coming out more or less at the pace that I thought they will be coming out. But yeah, so realistically, I'm going to say that we need like 2 more weeks, and yeah, we're going to spoil the 2 scenes as they come out. But then again, just don't assume it's going to come out on March 10 on March 10, because if the CG team releases the scene on the last day, I cannot promise that in the last day I will be able to I won't be able to. I'm reading the chat. God damn it, Morgan. Let me I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. Let me just. The problem is, if the CG team only releases the scene on like Friday the 10th, I won't be. I realistically, like, if this was before and I haven't learned my lesson, I'll be like, no, even if the scene comes out Friday, I'll just overwork myself and write the scene and panel it, and I'll be able to release it anyway. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. That's dumb. We're not gonna do that. So just as a safety net, we're gonna say the 15th. If they are able to finish the scenes earlier, and I'm able to work on them, and we are able to test, then probably we're gonna get a release on the 10th. But just in case, we're gonna say the 15th. We're just trying to safeguard ourselves here, because there's a lot that happens in development, and like I told you guys like a million times, a lot of what happens in Fleeting Iris and a lot of what happens in our games happens behind the scenes, and there's a lot happening behind the scenes. So today I'm gonna give you an example of something that we lost, realistically some time working on. Like we lost like 3 hours on this bullshit. And likely you guys wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. So I'm just trying to ready a picture up here on Photoshop. I'm just trying to get one picture prepared right here on Photoshop. Yeah, he's not gonna let me do that one, so I gotta do something like this. Delete this layer. But yeah, we're trying to improve all of the scenes. So basically, before are you fucking kidding me? Still not gonna let me. What if I do it like this? There we go. I'm just trying to censor something so YouTube won't ban hammer us. What's a quarter of this? Can you do the math? Is this like this?
More or less. Yeah, but around that.
You think around this? Sure. I don't buy it, but whatever. Whatever. I'm just gonna do this. I don't care. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna cut it. Listen. I wish I could show what I'm doing right now to you guys, but I can't. And the reason why I can't is because I'm literally censoring something right now. Can you even tell the difference here? I can't even tell the difference. But yeah, the CG team is working on the final scenes, and we will spoil them as they come out, so you guys don't need to worry. I hope you guys appreciate the quality on the last few scenes that came out. I personally enjoyed it a lot. I thought the scene where I am is in the bed with the penis in between her breasts, which I'm sure you guys can tell where that penis is going. I thought the quality was really amazing. Even up close, the quality was amazing. I really liked that scene. And now I'm finally going to be able to cut this so I can show it on YouTube, and hopefully it's censored enough, and YouTube won't ban me. So now I want to spoil something for you guys. Not spoil because you guys saw it, but you can barely tell the difference, which makes it even better. Just a random name.
Some things are easier to notice, like the eyebrows and stuff.
Well, if you actually change between the images, it's really easy to tell the difference between them. But in this way, okay, let's upload this. Show it. No, I mean, I could show it in Discord. Morgan is right, but at the end of the day, some people might be watching the podcast. I mean, if you're watching the podcast, they're gonna be like, did these guys just stop talking to actually do something on Photoshop? Yes, this is how our podcast works. Basically, we wing shit, and it seems more realistic and not as worked up. I guess that's a way to call it. Oh yeah, it's the one with the random bullshit name. Okay, so there's a chance you guys can't even tell the difference, but this is 4 different faces, and I'm sure that some of you might be able to tell the difference better than me, and some of you might not. But the differences in these faces took legitimately for like 3 hours to make. And basically there was a bunch of shit. I even showed it on O2 Series Black. It didn't say anything, but the CG team was trying to check it. Isaac checked it. I was making differences. Muku was changing it. But basically, the first face is what was supposed to be the original one, and then the one to the right of that was the first change, and then the one on the bottom left was the third change, and the last one is how it ended. So probably if you look at the bottom right and then you look back at the top left, and you look between one and the other, you will be able to tell the most differences. But yeah, a lot of what happens in development is just discussion and trying to fine tune a lot of stuff. For many reasons, because IMSN might be too big, or the framing of the face might look like kind of weird, or the breast might not look realistic enough, and it looks too big, and it looks too balloonish, or the top of the breast looks like a straight line. There's a lot of time that we waste in fine tuning stuff, and the worst part about it is that sometimes you look at something and you feel like it's off, but at the same time you cannot put your finger on it. So you just stand there like a bougie art appreciator, and you just stand there looking at it like, something's off with this picture, but I can really put my finger on it. Yeah, it's fuck. And then if you're lucky and if you know enough about Photoshop, you can start messing up with things. You can start increasing the size of Ayame's head, or lowering the size of her head, or trying to switch the shape of her cheek, or ear, or rotating the expressions, increasing the sizes, decreasing the sizes, and eventually, with a little bit of luck, you can finally figure out what's off about the picture. And sometimes you can't, and you just look at the picture and it's like, man, I had so many high hopes for this picture, and it botched, and it feels like it botched. This one, I feel like we fixed the issues, the scene that we just released, and the one before that, where Ayami is just laying down with the penis in between her breasts. I felt like that one just the CG team just knocked the ball out of the park. That scene looks incredible. So I hope the next two scenes have at least the quality of the last of these two scenes that we just released. You guys can obviously see the previews on Discord. And yeah, so we're just trying to make sure that the CG team has a little bit of time to release the scenes, and then we're gonna have an amazing shoulder patch. With I lost count of how many scenes. It's probably over 40 at this point. And to finally answer Morgan's question, may as well ask now, since the weight is killing me. Is Adriana present in the shoulder patch? Yes, but there are no new drawings of her. So the small scenes that we use Adriana for, or in, or at, or whatever, basically she's gonna participate in the shoulder patch, but she's not gonna be like a central focus or something. The shoulder patch is mostly going to be about Ayame, and in a considerable amount it's going to be about Fujiko as well. But the Christmas patch will have a considerable amount of Adriana, and as soon as the CG team is done with the shorter patch, I know that the scene that they have right now in the block is an Adriana scene, and if you guys want to see a preview of that scene, it's not finished yet, but if you guys want to see like a very, it's not early, you can definitely tell where it's going, but if you guys want to see some sort of a preview of that one scene, and that one is actually an original new art scene. It's not a remake or a high resolution version of a Fleeting Iris scene, which is what the Adriana scenes in the shorter patch are compromised of. It's basically just Fleeting Iris art, but in high resolution. So basically, it's gonna look a lot better. But the Adriana scene, you guys can get like a sneak peek. I'm not going to spoil it on. I'm definitely not going to spoil this on YouTube. But if you guys want to see like an early version of the Adriana scene, in actually one of the Adriana scenes in the Christmas patch that is going to follow the shoulder patch, you guys can send me a message on Discord, and I will send you the teaser. It's not finished, but it's close. So this will be the fourth the fourth scene finished for the Christmas patch, and I feel like the Christmas patch has like 8 or 9 scenes, which realistically, if the CG team finishes the scene on March 10, then we can say that we are going to have like a mid-April Christmas patch.
Okay.
Yeah, just send me a direct message, Morgan. Just send me a direct message on Discord, and I will send you a teaser. Going by how long it's taking them to make the scenes, let's say realistically, we are aiming for a mid-March Shota patch, so 10-15. So realistically, before the end of April, you're going to get the Christmas patch, and that's going to be amazing. Then we can go from there. Finally, we can leave Fleeting Eyes behind, and we can finally go to Bloodlust, and share a lot of Evelyn love, a lot of Big Rest Justice. Yeah, I also made a teaser for you guys. I made another teaser for you guys. I'm going to share this one. This, like, we are already working on stuff. We're just throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks. And this is one of the things that we are, we're kind of.
Can you show that on YouTube?
It's just lines, bro. They're supposed to be. They're dressed, It's just
everything is just lines on hentai, bro.
Okay, whatever. I get what you mean, but this is literally just lines.
It's not me. We have to convince it's the YouTube.
No, I get it.
I'm very convinced.
If YouTube listens, they have what do you call those suits with the zipper?
Oh, fine.
They have those spy suits on. They just haven't been drawn. So this is just the outlines. So basically, we're working on stuff. We're trying to come up with a nice cool logo. So yeah, we are super excited to work on Bloodlust, and we are super excited to work on Journey Abroad because it's literally right around the corner, and it's a completely new project with a completely new artist. We just want to move on from Fleeting Iris at this point. It's going to be cool to do the Shota patch, and it's going to be cool to do the Christmas patch. I'm looking forward to do those, but Isaac has been working a lot on Fleeting Iris remaster. That's cool. Right now we are trying to port. That's the stage we're on right now, right? We're trying to port all of the scripts to Fleeting Iris.
I'm changing the size of all the maps and all the things in the events that I have to change because of that. So all the transfers, all the set event locations, all the pet finds, and when we finish all that, I have to work on the scripts, while you will have to make the changes to the maps that I have increased the size of. So you have to change a lot of parallaxes for the new size. Yeah.
Parallaxes?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have the fucking...
Yeah. That kind of sucks. All the maps that are small and now are like this size, unless you want like all black around. You have to do all that.
Okay. This is giving me...
You have time. You can do that while I'm working on the scripts.
you don't understand. This is giving me headaches. Which ones... Please tell me it's not something like Jack's School or some shit like that.
I don't think Jack's School is one of those.
Because I literally have parallaxes that took me days to fucking make, and I don't think I have the Photoshop for those. Because I was like, this is done. I'm gonna move on from this. And if I have to increase the size of those, I'm fucked. Like I will have to literally start over, and I lost days on those. Because at that time I didn't believe in saving the PSD. I was like, this is done. Go.
You should be a believer, bro.
Oh, dude. Okay, so which ones are you like? You really need to increase the size of this one.
For instance, the ones in Nippon when they go to the festival. For instance, the secluded place, it's completely parallax map, and now it has to be like much bigger. I remember that.
Oh no.
For instance,
that's the one where I manually placed every single tree on that place.
I believe you.
And there's
that map is like very small.
You realize there's like 50 trees in there.
I didn't count the trees.
It's all trees. The whole map is fucking trees. It has a little road.
And the box.
And the box where...
that they fuck on. Yes, I know.
It's all trees.
Yes.
Oh god.
Well, I guess you can make that same exact map with the trees in a slightly different position.
I'm gonna lose days doing that shit again.
But different, but still the same.
That's not even funny.
You have time.
No,
you can do that while I and Black Mage work on all the scripts in the game.
That's not even funny. Yeah, but I'm also working on Bloodlust, and I'm also working on Journey Abroad. 2 versions, speaking of which.
Yes.
That's seriously. It's getting right now. It's getting to a point in the office where it feels like that meme that comes from The Simpsons where Gramps entered the house. I feel like I don't remember what's the origin, but like someone yells at him like, "We weren't talking about you," or "You're not welcome here," or someone is yelling, and the grandpa in Simpsons just walks inside the house, lays down the hat, turns back around, grabs the hat, leaves the house. This happens in like 2 seconds. He just goes in, drops the hat, grabs the hat, turns around, grabs the hat again, and just leaves the house. This is how it feels in the office right now. Whenever we start working, it's like boom, let's start working. Boom, lunchtime. Boom, time to go home. That's literally how it feels right now. Because you're always like, okay, now I'm working in this, now I'm working that, now I'm working this, now I'm working that. And when you look at it, it's like time went like poof. Time just went like by so fucking fast. And when you're working a lot of projects, there's literally no downtime. Basically, when you're not working in one, you're working in another. When you're not working that one, you're working in another. It's fucking crazy right now. What up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey Cutting in the chat, everyone. Say hi to Jeffrey. I feel like it's the second time I see you around here. But yeah, send me the direct messages on Discord if you need that shit. So basically, and then we have the Halloween, the Halloween minigame, which honestly I don't know. We'll see. No promises. I know I said I was going to continue the Halloween this year, but we might put a pin on it depending on if we need the time to just keep releasing Bloodlust, and if we need time to keep releasing Journey Abroad. We're gonna give priority to those ones. Obviously I want to work on the Halloween patch, but chances are, like, if we put it on hold another year, maybe next year we can actually add it to the remaster.
Maybe, yes.
And then instead of doing the stuff in the original one, we can do all the stuff in the Halloween stuff. And yeah, I'm also not looking forward to all the scenes. So basically, in case you guys don't know, Muku and Tiger Lila, when they send me the entire scenes, usually a lot of stuff I send back, like oh, we need this has an error, we need to change this, whatever, and that's cool and all, and they do it. But there's a lot of stuff that is in the game where I just grabbed assets from, I just grabbed their assets and I changed them on Photoshop, or I grabbed assets from other scenes and I added the assets to those scenes and I heavily edited them. There's a lot of scenes that are in game where I heavily edited the scenes. And for the remaster, I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of work again. So there's a chance that a lot of the CGs don't look exactly the same, because I did a lot of the shit on the fly, and it's going to be almost impossible to replicate. So if I still have the PSDs with the alterations, that's cool and all. But if I don't have the PSDs with, for instance, the backgrounds that I made up for a lot of the scenes and something like that, so hopefully Bloodlust and Journey Abroad turn a nice profit, so we can actually hire a background artist and we can actually make
that would be nice
cool backgrounds for our game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another nightmare that we have to consider for the remaster. But right now, listen, we have so much on the plate, where I feel like I already said this on the podcast, but it's time to like stop looking at the food and start eating. And it definitely working on our office right now. It feels like that. Someone is always working at some point of the day. And right now it feels like we never have time to not be doing anything. At the beginning of Fleeting Iris, it definitely felt like, okay, we already did this, now we have to wait for the CG team, or now to proceed with this we need to come up with a script, so we have to wait for the scripter to make a script so we can add the stuff to the game and test it. Right now, if we're not working on something, there's always something else to work on. And a lot of the stuff is incredibly tiresome, and it requires you to to keep track of so many things, and it requires you to take so many notes, so you won't lose your train of thought. But at the end of the day, we just want to make amazing games, and we just hope that when the game comes out, that you guys are not able to tell when we were tired, or when there's a little lack of uh, what do you call it, when basically when there's like a gap in the story, like it's when it doesn't seem seamless. um but yeah, we're just trying to people not realize when we were like not paying attention to small details, or the story doesn't make a lot of sense. But a lot of what we want to do in the remaster is going back and be able to rewrite a lot of stuff that we wrote when we were tired, and being able to write the scenes and write the routes on a more linear way will make it so that we might be able to catch up some of those details. Um, because honestly, it feels like every time I play our own games, I start putting flaws in everything. Like just the other day, Isaac and I were running through Flittering RZF again, and basically I had something that I wanted changed in almost every single day.
Yes.
And I'm gonna add more because of the
And then when I was changing those things, I noticed more things that I also changed.
Yeah, I don't understand how you noticed those and I did not. I honestly don't understand how we play the game, and obviously I was paying the utmost attention. I don't understand how you noticed something that I didn't.
It was just like one or two things, not
Oh, okay.
very extreme.
Because usually I'm super nitpicky about everything.
Yes.
Super nitpicky about everything. As I should be. Like I'm technically my job is the writer slash director, and that should be the only thing that I did on Evan Studios. It's spoiler alert, it's not. But I'm very nitpicky about stuff. If I see something like this character should walk all the way up until here and then turn up and then whatever, if something's out of order, it's not going to seem. It's like you're imagining a conversation in your head, and someone walks there and then looks in the other direction, and then it's everything is like an action and a reaction. So if something happens out of time, or something doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen the way that you envisioned it, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like mechanical, like that.
Yes.
Doesn't seem natural. And hopefully, the Shota patch is going to set a new standard in terms of quality for Evan Studios. That's basically how I feel. Fleeting Ares, yeah, we've been working on this game for 7 years, 8 years, I don't remember. And personally, I feel like we set a new standard in the community for hard working, because there's literally nothing, even for people that have been working on games for like 7-8 years. If you go and check, the body of work that Fleeting Ares has, and the body of work that those people were able to build up during that time, with the team that we have, working at the amount of time that we do, is really hard to look at people that have put as much work as we did in our games, and definitely be able to do stuff in the engine that not a lot of people have been able to, or haven't been done besides us. Now, eventually, I don't know if we're going to keep working on RPG Maker. It will be cool to be able to switch to like Unity, or the Rampy, or whatever. But I also would like not to, because that will mean that our games will have way too much gameplay for Rampy, and maybe Unity is kind of heavy. But I definitely will like for our future games to be too mechanically heavy to be released on Rampy, because it's a good that will be a good that will be a good reason, that will be a good sign, because that will mean that the battle system in Bloodlust was deep and rich. That will mean that the mechanics of our game were engaging, and the game, it was fun to play, other than just walk from here to there. And yeah, working on Fleeting Artists was rough, and there wasn't a lot of that. It wasn't as mechanically heavy as we wanted it to be, even though, again, there's a lot of choice that happens behind the scenes and whatever. Um, no one will ever be able to look at your game and see what you saw and what you did as a developer, because there's so much stuff that happens behind the scenes, and there's so much stuff that it's really hard to say where where the work has went to. There are so many details, and when playing other people's games, I'm more aware of those things nowadays. I judge games more as a developer than I do as a player, and I feel like I want Bloodlust to have a lot mechanics that make having the game being played on RPG Maker be justified, instead of why wasn't this game made on Rampy and whatnot, which definitely can somewhat be said about Fleeting Aries if you remove the Halloween minigame. Basically, you can kind of say that for Fleeting Aries. I've talked to a few people about porting the game to Rampy, but they say that no, the size of your game, we're not gonna do it. We have to remake a lot of images. We have to remake all the maps. We have to, basically, it's not worried that like it's so much work. And basically that was it. Like there's a lot of stuff that people say, why don't you guys release a compressed version of your game or whatever? Bro, have you seen the size of our game? We're not gonna release a compressed version of all the crap that we have, and then it's going to cause crashes. It's going to not play well with the scripts and whatnot. Basically, the size of Fleeting Aries has gotten in the way of optimizing a lot of stuff a lot of times. So thankfully, in the future, our games are going to be somewhat smaller and more to the point. The shoulder patch, I want it to be a new standard in terms of quality, in terms of dialogue quality, in terms of the scenes being in the game for a reason, in terms of the quality of the entire scenes. So it's going to be like a launch pad for Bloodlust, and I hope that people, when they play the shoulder patch, they definitely look at it and say this is their best work so far. Yeah, and then we're going to get out with the shoulder patch, and then eventually we are going to be able to release all that on the remaster, which we will work on very slowly, and try to soften the edges, and finally put like a finish on the masterpiece that we wanted to create. And obviously there's a few patches that we want to work on in the future, but we're going to need a bigger team for that, so we'll see. Morgan asked if the shoulder patch is going to use the remastered busts. Yes, it's going to have remastered busts. Actually, remastered busts 2.0.
Also, I just want to put in on this subject for a little. So, as you guys may have heard, we remade the busts for the new resolution twice.
Because I didn't like the first
and
one.
you guys were supposed to see the first bust we remade when the shoulder patch was, well, first announced to release, but it didn't happen. Then Stark decided to remake the busts again because he wanted to change some stuff and whatever.
Deal with it.
So, because so much time has passed, we actually remade all the busts on Fleeting Aries EF, which means that if you guys play the Bestiality patch, which is already on EF, all the busts there, including the ones that are not on the shoulder patch, were also remade.
Deal with it. Yeah, so basically all the busts. And listen, this is... I know that you guys are like, oh, okay, so you guys remade the busts twice. For you guys, it's like, yeah, you guys remade the busts. For me is... Isaac spent like 2 weeks remaking busts, and then I told him, guess what? None of the shit that you remade is gonna make it into the game because we remade them again because I didn't like the faces. So boom, here's the new busts. So start working, and then it took 3 weeks because there were more busts on top of the busts that they already had to remake.
I'm already remade most of the busts that Ayame has in the entire Fleeting Iris, including the ones that will not make it into the Shota or Bestiality patch, just for the sake of already being done, so we can use them on Fleeting Iris remake. So most of Ayame's busts on all variations are done. I think we are lacking like, I don't know, maybe 10 or something like that.
Yeah, a few of
She
the
has
white
like she
busts
has
and
like a
whatnot.
lot. How many busts does Ayame have like right now?
Over 50.
Over 50.
Easily over 50, yes.
Dude, I think you are underestimating all the busts like by a lot.
No. I'm only considering the costumes. I'm not considering if she's 10 or 10 line or whatever.
Dude,
I'm only saying like costumes.
I don't want to like completely shit on your estimation, but it's probably like 100.
No. I'm saying it's like 100 costumes, and then variations, which aren't completely new busts that you have to make anyway.
Yes.
But she has like 50 costumes. I counted them up.
Around 50 costumes.
Around 50 costumes.
Yeah, some of them have like 2 variations, like for normal skin and 10. Some have 3 for normal skin, lines. 10 and 10 lines.
And
some
then
of
there's
those
different types of 10 lines.
Still have things like different types of 10 lines, and some of those have different things like wet air, which she has like naked with all 3 skin colors.
It's not just
normal
wet air.
and wet air.
You have
and
examples.
The towel, same stuff. Bikini, same stuff.
You have wet t-shirts as well.
Yes, for the beach something whatever, I don't remember.
Morgan asked you a question: are the new busts only for Ayame? No, all the characters are going to be remade. Some are going to be overhauled. Some of them are just going to get a higher resolution. So basically, I feel
right now at this moment,
they completely remade Jack. I'm 100%.
In the game, in the Shota patch version that we have right now, all the anime busts are remade. I think that the other characters are still have the same busts. I don't know.
I know for a fact that's not the case.
Are the Jack's busts there already too? I don't remember.
I don't know.
That was like 50 different things I did
Wait,
ago, and I don't remember it.
I don't even know what the fuck F of those are. F of these is like I'm so lost. Christmas busts. Jack, here we go. Bigs. Yeah, you already did them, you dummy.
I did?
Yes, look at him.
That was like
you have
50 different things I did ago. That's for me. It's like 10 years ago. I don't.
I understand.
I don't remember.
Understand. And then you have the new Ayame, the new Christmas Ayame that we're not going to spoil, obviously for obvious reasons. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the new Jack. Some of the we made Jack already been remade, kind of.
No, it was. I had to remake all his faces. Yes.
Yeah, but some of the faces look kind of like they lose a lot of the
attitude
from the
only
one.
In that costume because of the beard covers his mouth. So
no. Even here, like I feel like.
Oh, I like the new Jack.
Really? There's a few of the. Yeah, especially in his eyes. You know?
I remember. They made like completely new assets. So the new Jack has like 76 different expressions for some reason.
There you go. See,
you realize we don't have to use all the 76 expressions, right?
You know, you listen. You know who he reminds me of? The kid from American Dad. The Steve.
Why? I don't see it.
You don't see him on a Santa Claus suit, but then you see the you see the expressions in actual game. But yeah, a lot of characters are going to get remade busts. Adrian is probably going to get the bust remade for the millionth time.
Yes.
Adriana was probably the person that got like the biggest makeover ever since the beginning of the game.
Yes. She even changed her ethnicity a little. Maybe.
Morgan, that's a pillow. Unless that's a joke. But yeah, Jack is using a pillow in
Or he's pregnant. I mean, it's one or the other, definitely.
Or he's pregnant. I don't know. Are you assuming his gender? Anyway, yeah, basically, obviously, there's going to be a lot of overalls. everything that we see that we don't like, that we feel like it's dated, and you know, we still have the old coloring and whatnot. We're definitely going to remake all of that stuff in the remaster. Some of the scenes initially might not be remastered, but we will leave a little note on the scenes, like we are going to remaster these CGs at a later date. But the reason why we're not going to remaster them early on is we're probably just going to get an AI to redraw the scene, basically just upscale the scene. I mean, and we are going to remaster them later on because we don't want to shift the team from the Shota patch or from whatever. At the time, it's not going to be the Shota patch; it's going to be the Bloodlust. But we don't want to shift the team from working in Bloodlust to work on Fleeting Hours. Like, we want to bury Fleeting Hours. It's done. It was a pleasure working on it. We might come back to it one day, but right now we need to move on and we need to go to Bloodlust. And I'm super excited to work on Bloodlust. I'm super excited to work on the fourth game. I'm not super excited to work on the third one because I still have no idea what I'm going to do with that game. I have ideas. The story is written. I just have no idea how the gameplay is going to play, because listen, in my mind, I already know exactly how Bloodlust is going to play, how the characters are going to battle, who are going to be the bosses, whatever. The fourth game, I already have so many ideas for it. Like, I know what are going to be the missions, the side quests, the camps where you can go, the resources that you gotta gather, all that stuff from the fourth game I know, and even from the final game, the RPG, literally the epic that happened 600 years in the future. I already know
the game that we haven't even confirmed if you're gonna do yet. Yes.
Yeah. That one, yeah, I already know. Like, Journey Abroad is completely written. The third game, I really don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it, because I keep having these delusions of grandeur ideas where I'm like, bro, this will be a great idea, and it will be a great idea if I had a team of like 100 people, right? But I don't. So I don't know. The third game, I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna make it happen in terms of gameplay, and trying to see what's the gameplay that suits the game the best. But yeah, not looking forward to it so far. But right now in my mind, I'm going like, man, that's an issue for Future Stark. And hey, maybe Future Stark looks back at this day and be like, "Fuck you, Past Stark," and I'll listen. I understand if he's mad then, but you know, maybe I die in between now and then, and I don't have to deal with that shit later.
Thanks.
What do you mean, thanks?
Because if you die, I will have to deal with that shit later.
Good luck with that, bro. Listen, I already told you where all my notes are and all my shit. Good luck piling up all the fucking shit that I and then trying to do something with it. Just good fucking luck, dude. I have a hard time doing it sometimes, dude. I look at my own notes and I look at him. What the fuck was I smoking? Like, a lot of times I look at notes, and you know what's funny about looking at my notes? I have notes that have something in between parentheses, which is like from another time I read that note and I was like, this shit makes no sense. What the fuck did I mean? Maybe did I mean something? And then later on I have another parenthesis like, I still have no fucking idea what I mean. What the fuck did I mean by that? And then later on I write, oh, this is because of this and this and this. And then a lot of my notes have like addendums of notes on the notes, and it looks like someone with multiple personality having an argument with themselves. It's like
in the notes.
Imagine Discord, but instead of Discord, it's Notepad and it's just me. Fuck. It's fucking hilarious, bro. It's fucking hilarious. Me looking at my notes, being like, why did I think this will be hard at the time? Like, imagine if she was in the car and like her feet are on the ceiling, are on the roof of the car. I'm like, what the fuck will that? This makes no sense. What the fuck did I see? Where I was like, oh man, it would be so hot if she had like the feet on the roof of the car. This makes no fucking sense. Was I high? What the fuck happened? Looking at my notes is definitely something. It's weird. It's weird. But I feel like you might be able to get a game out of my for Bloodlust. You just have to trim through what's good and what's bad, which is something I'm still doing, because it's like Stark, how many ideas do you have? Like 120 anti-scenes. How many do you want in the game? Half of that. So I need to go grab those 120 anti-scenes, and I need to start separating the wheat from the chaff and see what's like. I need to be like, okay, this one is really fucking hot. This needs to be in the game. And then something else that I read. Sometimes I just mash stuff up. Like, let's say this character has sex with the drug dealer for information, right? And then there's another scene where I'm like, you know what will be hot? If they did have sex in the bedroom next to the boyfriend. And then I'll go like, got it. Have sex in the bedroom next to the boyfriend with the drug dealer for information. Sometimes I just mash stuff up. Sometimes just mess stuff up, you know what I mean? But I also had to cut like all of the NTR out of the game. Most of the NTR out of the game. But luckily, like when you look too much at the ideas, sometimes something makes sense, and then it doesn't make sense, and then it makes more sense than ever. And then you just grab something that didn't make sense for a while, and then you work on that, and your idea starts being better than the first time you had it, and then you have an amazing idea. You just have to cut. And you know what happens? It happens the same stuff it happens with friendships. In real life, once you have amazing friends, what happens is your amazing friends start making your shit friends look like shit in comparison. So you start ditching you start ditching your shitty friends. Like, wait, is this what a friendship is supposed to be? This guy is supportive. This guy calls me to go grab lunch, to go get a coffee. Remembers of my birthday. Calls me on my birthday. Yo, my other friends are lacking. I need to set a new standard. This motherfucker is the standard. He doesn't ask me for money. He's always there when I need him. He's fun to hang around with. He's not jealous about my life. He's just super chill. And I have this motherfucker that literally drains me. And I call him my friend. This motherfucker that shows up every 3 months. Hey, bro, you got money? This guy. And then you just cut those people off, right? And that's what happens exactly in anti. You start putting out ideas. Thousands of ideas. And some of them sound better as soon as they come out. Like, sometimes you come up with, like, genius shit, like, right off the bat. Boom. Oh, man, this shit has to make it into the game. 10 out of 10, this bitch is a lesbian. She's having sex with a boyfriend. The chick is a lesbian. And then she sees both having sex. And then first she starts looking at it. And she's like, boom, I'm here for the girl because I'm a lesbian. And after a while, she's like, man, she seems like she's enjoying that a lot. Maybe dick is really good and whatever. And then you start coming up with ideas. And you're like, bam, this shit needs to be in the game. And there's some stuff that you see in the TV, and then you get an idea, and you start going around that idea, and then you write notes like, maybe something with this character, something water pool slide, whatever. Not saying it's gonna be in the game, just dishing out an idea, right? And then you go back to those ideas, and you start, okay, this will be cool with this character, and this will be cool with this character, and this makes sense here, this scene is really cool. And then when you start seeing a lot of cool scenes, and when you throw a lot of stuff at the wall, some of the scenes are so good, they are going to make all the scenes that are like, I'm hot shit, bro. Look at this scene, amazing scene. And then when you compare that scene to the ones that you wrote that are really amazing and the ideas are really good, you start looking at those. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Maybe it was just okay. And then you have to. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, the game just wrote itself. Does it make sense?
Maybe a little, yes.
Because you look at the stuff, because at some point you're like, I need to cut stuff off. And then when you see stuff in comparison, and this scene is amazing, and this scene is okay, you're going to look at the okay, and you're going to be like, am I going to put an okay scene in my game when I'm trying to cut the game to be like 60 anti scenes? No, you're going to be like, no, this is a waste of time. And this is something that happened at the end of Fleeting Iris. I was like, listen, I have all these scenes, but if they don't add a lot to the game, for whatever fucking reason, I don't want the scene I don't want the scene in the game. If it doesn't bring a new fetish, or it doesn't push the story, or whatever it is,
and that's how you cut the number of anti-scenes you plan in the game from 100 to 300. Wait, what?
No, listen. I know you're saying.
Gotcha.
I know you're saying that. But Fleeting Iris was like 400 anti-scenes, bro. I literally cut every route like 5 scenes short. And then I hear people going like, hey bro, you started this scene, right? You started this route, and then it feels like the route is small because it doesn't have as many scenes like Melvin's route. I get you, bro, but fuck you as well, okay? Because this is the thing. From patch 1, everybody said, listen, every patch we need to have a Melvin scene route. A Melvin route scene. And listen.
I really don't know why everybody's so horny with Melvin, but sure.
Doesn't matter. But that's the you need to look at facts here. Straight hard facts. Facts, okay? You look at the facts and you realize Melvin had to be there. And these people are paying for the development, and these people are our fans, and these people are telling us Melvin has to be there every fucking month. So what do? We deliver a lot of Melvin. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go, Melvin. And then some motherfucker arrives and goes like, hey bro, I couldn't get, your game is cool and all, but why does Melvin like have like 40 scenes and like the hobo is like 7 scenes and it feels like it was made in the rush? It wasn't made in a rush. I had to cut.
Our hobo route, so to speak, is so good for like a side route, like very good.
Yeah, because there you go. It's a sub route, right? It has like the 4 main routes.
Yeah, but there's a big story with interesting characters, fully fleshed out, a lot of events, early game, mid game, late game, a lot of different anti-scenes, a satisfying ending that makes sense in that story.
Yeah, but you think that, but the thing is, people are like, why weren't the scene bigger? And this is what makes me like, I don't want, it makes me want to like massage people's necks, but like really hard, until their eyes, until they can see their brains, like the eyes start rolling back on their heads, and because all the time we're like, okay, so it's time to like cut Fleeting Artists, stop the development, whatever, and people are like, why didn't you make this scene bigger? And then we're like, okay, we're gonna add more scenes to that route. Why isn't Fleeting Artists ended yet? Why isn't Bloodlust out yet? You guys said it's gonna come out in 2022.
Because we don't know how to do Kagebushi no Jutsu. That's the answer.
Being a developer is extremely bittersweet. It's extremely bittersweet. I personally love being a developer. I love being a developer because I do believe that we made an amazing community with people that I can realistically call friends. I have so much fun not only working in the game but discussing the game with the people that are fans of our game, that enjoy playing our games, that enjoy playing our creations. It feels like we're leaving some sort of legacy, which is incredibly important to me, because I could honestly just work on something that was more profitable, such as furry or incest or whatever, and just drop whatever I'm doing, and not try to make a game with 300 anti-scenes where people feel like they are actually receiving, their money's worth, or always thinking, why wasn't that route bigger, even though they're gonna think about it, they're gonna think that anyway. So Fleeting Hours has taught me that your standards are not going to be other people's standards, and I try to make Fleeting Hours as complete as possible, where people wouldn't have to guess, man, how will the route with that character look like? Oh man, will she have sex with this person? The answer for Fleeting Hours 99% of the times is, if she meets a male, she can have sex with him. I try to make the most complete game possible, because I played so many games where I was like, oh man, it will be really cool if she actually had sex with this character.
She never has sex with Sam, though.
But Sam is going to be important later in the game. Later in the Unless Chronicles,
yes.
He's going to meet.
I was literally thinking of all the important male characters she meets if she has sex with them all.
The thing is, I know that people are like, yeah, but Sam is really important. Is
I know he is.
He's the ground zero of the zombie attack, and both Ralph and Sam are going to be big characters in future games. So that's why they aren't like huge in Fleeting Hours, but they are going to be huge in the Unless Chronicles storyline. And I legit try to do justice by the game and justice for the players, and try to make Fleeting Hours the game where you wouldn't have to guess what will happen if we were trying to do something for everyone. We understand that not everyone will like every route, but we're trying to do something for everyone. We're trying to cover a lot of fetishes. We still are, with bestiality and shota and whatnot. Even for the monster girls, we are doing the Halloween, so that it makes sense. So basically, we just try to make a game where it feels like it has something for everyone. But then you're obviously going to be attacked by your game is too big. The beginning of the story is too drawn out. The characters, all these pointless chat, and you're just I know. Wait, I learned the word literally today. I learned the word literally today. They're saying jibber jabber, but it's not. There's a word in English, which is similar to the word divagar. It's similar to ramble. It's similar to what I do a lot, which is ramble. But yeah, there's a word that I learned today. I never saw someone use that word. Oh, it was when I was watching the Naruto playing in the background, and I think Shikamaru, when his father is talking, he says something like "you're just," and then he says the word, but it doesn't matter. That's literally what I'm doing right now, which is talking and leading nowhere. But the point is, a lot of people feel like the beginning of the game is like super drawn out and super heavy and it's super boring and blah blah blah, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of like world build up. And yeah, people are like, yeah, but bro, it's like 3 hours without an enticing. Listen, even if it is, whatever, don't. Maybe people don't hold control, and people have to like, because for you it's like hold control, teleport to places, and you know exactly where you need to go. People that are playing the game for the first time, they're gonna be like, bro, I've been playing this shit for 3 hours, with my dick in my hands, and I haven't seen a fucking enticing. What the fuck is wrong with you? I get it, bro, but we're trying to make a game for everyone, and we failed. We obviously failed. It's impossible to please everyone. But we're not going to change. We're not going to change, especially for Fleeting Hours, because those 3 hours of the game is like 1% of the whole game. So for us, it's justified. If you don't stick around, if you just jump to the CG room, which is what a lot of people do, then more power to you. Go check the scenes. Cool. But our game was supposed to be played over the course of many days. Like, man, let me try this route today. Let me try this route today. I'm gonna read it, right? And people keep having like experiences like every day, like, oh man, this ending was really cool. Let me jump to the next one. Oh, if I didn't like this one as much. Oh man, this ending had such an impact. Wait, this character in this ending said something about something, and then you start pulling something together. Wait, is this person not this person's father and whatever? And then you start, when you read the whole game and you start playing the whole game, obviously it's not going to be for anyone, because it's not your average game. I don't even know how long it will take to completely play the whole game in every possible route, in every possible variation. I haven't tried it.
I don't know.
And I realistically don't even want to try and like guess a number.
I have no idea.
But I am 100% sure it's days.
All the content of the game easily days. Easily. Because you have to finish all the endings, and still you have to watch all the events that are from like free route. I mean, the entire overroute.
I mean reading the whole stuff.
All the gym events, for instance, all the beach events, all the weekend events, Chloe minigame, Halloween minigame. I don't even know. I mean, we are working on the game. We don't even remember the entire game from memory.
No, it's impossible.
The game is really huge. And I'm not even talking about different variations of the same anti-scene. For instance, the anti-scene where Ayame gets like stuck on a wall. The second scene of that, so to speak, route or event or whatever you want to call it. The second scene has two like very different variations depending on where on Ayame's morality, so to speak, you get that scene. So I'm not even talking about that. To watch like all the events in the game once, it will take you like literally days reading the text. Days.
Yeah, I like to think it takes you like a week to play the whole game.
Around it, I mean probably.
And I'm not talking, and I'm not saying getting home from work and only playing for an hour, because that you can reserve a month if you're gonna play it like that. So yeah, for us, on a game the size of our game, that is like it's just something for you to appreciate like slowly and to play the whole game slowly, and it's supposed to like keep on giving, right? And then it's supposed to feel to leave you feeling a little empty when you are done. And in the past, I was like, man, it's going to be super bittersweet when we leave Fleeting Hours behind. Right now, it's just sweet because I want to say fuck you, Fleeting Hours.
Yeah, a little.
I'm done.
Yes.
But listen, we have so much love for the game. We just want to move on from it for now. And but for us, it's completely justified to have a start of the game so long when in comparison when you see it in relation to the whole to the magnitude of the game, it's not that long. So
Absolutely.
I understand that people are like people have lives, and when we, we don't have this type of time, then this is not the game for you. And it's
I mean, those people absolutely can go to the CG room and watch all the anti-scenes.
yeah,
Like right away.
and we're
That's
cool with that.
why we made the CG room.
And we're cool with that.
Absolutely.
But
Play the game your way. Like, dude.
we're
fun.
not listen. At the end of the day, if the developers, I'm gonna try and speak for myself, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that are also getting a lot of shit for if at the end of the day the developer has been delivering constantly over and over and over, and you just don't like the way the developer develops or whatever, do feel free to go play another game. At the end of the day, it's up to us to create whatever vision we had for the game, and regardless of how long it takes. At some point, we're just killing ourselves trying to dish out content, regardless of the quality of the content, and a lot of times the quality of the content did take a hit for us to try to release something that wasn't ready or that didn't look good enough, because we were on a deadline. And we kept promising deadlines, and then I look at the scene and I was like, I don't fucking like this scene. And they were like, listen, this is what we have right now, and yeah, we're not gonna hit the deadline if we start reworking on this scene. We need to move on from this. So there's definitely it's definitely a roller coaster of quality in Fleeting Hours for many reasons. A lot of stuff happened. I lost both my parents. We were sick. There were a lot of stuff happened during Fleeting Hours to everyone, because behind the game, like on a big game where everybody has to do like a mechanical job, and you see teams of 500 people and whatnot, it's really easy not to be able to tell when people were lacking creativity or when people were having an off day or whatever. But in a game that has like realistically like 4 people working on it, you can definitely tell if someone was not up to their fullest potential on a determined point. And we definitely want to set a pace for ourselves where we are more worried about dishing out a good content than being able to hit like a whatever set deadline that we set for ourselves. Of course, the Shota patch is a beast of its own, because we call it a Shota patch, but it's not what it is. Realistically, Fleeting Eyes is over. We're working on a new game. We have been working on a new game, and we are going to release a game. Literally, I can put this fucking game on DL site tomorrow and charge $20 for it. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna release it for free because I'm a fucking idiot. Because I care and because I want people to be able to get shit and not have to, not eat a meal in order to be able to play a game. And that's maybe like, you don't get it, but a lot of devs mock me for like, bro, you charge like $15.99 for Fleeting Hours on Steam. What the fuck, are you crazy? Bro, there's so many man hours. You could have easily charged $59.99 on, and you will get as many sales. I get it, but there's something that I said like on the first 3 or 4 months when I was working on the game, and I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna remember. You're gonna be like, I remember that. I said at the time, I'm charging $10 because I'm too afraid to charge $5. Because if you told me today that I'm going to get like that right now, I have 600 people supporting us for $10. If I could get 1,200 people supporting us for $5, I will sell the game at $5. just to be to give people a chance to play our game at a more affordable price.
I remember that.
Now, obviously, I don't want to make it at a loss because we're already making pennies, and we have a team that we have to pay. But bro, I will sell our game at $1 to be able to let people play our game. Money was never our motivation. Is it a necessity? Of course. Obviously, we want money. The more money we get, the easier our lives will be, and the bigger our teams will get, and obviously that will motivate us to work even harder. But at the end of the day, for us, it was not about the money, and the reason why we didn't even lower the prices more or even made the game for free and just let people support with however much money they wanted was literally because we didn't want to risk doing that and then not making enough money to keep the project afloat. And that was it. So at the end of the day, when people say, bro, they're milking this, they're milking that, or whatever, to me it's just like, I'm not even gonna bother talking and answering, because if I answer to one person today, tomorrow someone is gonna come with the same issue, and the day after that someone is gonna come with the same issue. It's literally pointless. It's literally pointless. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep developing and we're gonna keep doing our thing, and some people will like it, some people will not. And thankfully, personally, I don't have to deal with any of the negativity. I have some people going on Discord asking when the game's gonna come out, whatever, because maybe it's too hard for them to scroll up. I get it. Some people just want instant answers. They feel like Discord is Google, and it's hard to go on the search box, release date or whatever. I'm just being satirical. I'm when something I become kind of a satirical asshole when I want to make fun of something or whatever. But don't listen to me. I'm just rambling. I'm just venting off, kinda. But at the end of the day, I really don't care. I don't deal with the negativity because I don't go on all the Discord, all the anti-Discords and the NTR Discords, the NTR Reddits and the F95s of the world and whatever. I don't go on those places, so I don't have to deal with all the negativity that people tell me. Hey, bro, somebody's selling this here. Someone is selling this here. Oh man, you should go on this forum and just set this person straight. Being there, done that. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. So at the end of the day, what are we gonna do? Develop. And that has been the key since day one. That's the reason why we hired Kagura Games. Not just because I was friends with Rakshan, but I told him, listen, you deal with the thing on Steam, I'll pay you whatever money you want to agree with, and I can just focus on develop. And at the end of the day, that's what we are. We are developers. We want to make games, and we want to make people have fun. We want to let people have fun. We want to, if possible, we will release our game for free and just let people support with how much money they could, because we just want people to be able to play our games. We are not trying to get to on people's bank accounts or whatever. We are making 2 new games because we were passionate about this project. We told our story since day one. This is Alancy Chronicles. We want to make these games. These games are connected, and then in one final game, you're going to see how the fate of all these characters is going to be brought together, and you're going to see how it's how everything interchanges, and how everything is connected. And then Journey Abroad, because I was always a fan of Scarlet and as an artist, and I wanted to work on I wanted to work on more games, because the CG team on Fleeting Hours will never be able to keep up with the work that Isaac and I were doing, because obviously writing and developing and doing that sort of stuff takes less time than creating the art. That's always going to be what do you call it? It's the funnel, the
bottleneck.
The bottleneck. So art is always going to be the bottleneck on any type of anti-game developing, regardless if it's 2D art, regardless if it's 3D art, on DAS, which takes hours or days to render. Not as much on AI, because apparently you can just go, AI, do this for me, and the AI, but see, we don't give a fuck about AI art right now, and it's not for us. When it comes to our developing, and to what is somewhat the reality of today, it's 2D art and 3D art on DAS 3D or whatever it is that people make their stuff, and art is always going to be the bottleneck. And since we have hired and tried 4 people to work on the team, and all of them at some point. One of them was promising, but then he was, you know, too busy with college and whatever, and we had to like let him go. But we have tried people out, and yeah, with the funds that we have to offer, we haven't been able to get a lot of people with a lot of quality that can create art in the same style. It's not even create art; it's just coloring, because we're letting Muku do the outlines, and we just want to get someone to color in the same style as Tiger Lila, and we actually at Tiger Lila teach people, like stream and teach people how to color the way she does, so that we will be able to hire more people. We haven't been lucky. So considering that art was a bottleneck for our games, we wanted to work on something else as well, that we felt wouldn't take time out of developing for Alessi Chronicles, and that's when the Dreamville Saga idea came along, and then the opportunity to work with Scarlet N was created when we were able to sell our game on Steam and make some money to be able to afford her, and a few other people like sprite artists and songs and new songs and better songs and whatever. So we were able to get the Steam game and reinvest back into a new project. And yeah, at the end of the day, for us, I feel like we proved time and time again that it's not about the money, but the Shota patch is unlike anything that we have done. It's not a patch. It's not something that you're going to get like 12 scenes and it's going to be boom, here comes the summer patch and it has like 12 scenes and it's all good and all. It's not. It's a complete game. Like I said, it's bigger than a lot of the stuff that you will find on DL site. So basically, we have been working in the game for 8 months. 8 months. Not only have we been working on the Shota patch for 8 months, we have stopped to work on the Christmas patch. Tiger Lila has stopped to make busts for a lot of shit.
Yes.
We basically, it's literally a game because we had to make a lot of maps. We had to make most of the busts. Most of the songs are new.
Yes.
The CGs are all new. It's a new game. It's a fucking new game. That's what it is. So I know that people are not used to us not releasing something, even though we did. Even though we have reworked on Fleeting Hours, we have reworked the map system. We have reworked so that we can replay the routes.
Yes.
We kept working on all that and we released those patches. The last patch that we released, that was a big patch. It just did not have enticings, new enticings.
It was mostly like quality of life changes and some fixes.
No, but some of them were like major mechanics. Like
yeah, the patch where you can like go back after seeing an ending was like a big improvement to the game, in my opinion.
And that was mechanically, that was massive. There was a lot of man hours, and that was
yes.
And that was at the end of the summer. But people are like, but that has no new enticings. You guys haven't been working or delivering shit, bro. You have any fucking idea the amount of work that we have already released this year? This year, I mean 2022, because people say that we didn't release a lot in 2022. Go check the first patch of Fleeting Iris from 2022, and go check the last patch of Fleeting Iris from 2022, and see the mechanical differences in the game. See how many lines were changed. See how the mapping was completely changed. The pacing of the game was completely changed. You are able to go back and replay the whole routes and play mostly the whole game in one playthrough without the game crashing or bugging or whatever, and keeping your stats. All of those have, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of man hours in it. So I really don't know what people are talking about. Yeah, in terms of enticings, have no new patches come out. Yeah, so we have shown that we have worked on the game mechanically. So the programming hours are accounted for. And we have been spoiling the CGs on Discord. So at the end of the day, if you see us work mechanically, programming, scripting, in one side, and you see that the CG team is developing and programming and drawing and whatever, and you see the previews on one other side, everybody is obviously working. But people are like, why haven't they released new patches? People are always going to criticize. Does that mean we stopped working or that we lost passion or whatever? No, the work is there for anyone that want to lose 2 seconds to see where the work was put on. We have shown everything that we done. The work on that we did on Fleeting Iris, despite not having enticings, a lot of work is done there, and anyone can tell that. the maps that we did, everything that we spoiled, everything that we shared, all the work that we done in Journey Abroad, all the work that we done here and there. There's so much work that Evan Studios has done last year and as shown. The only thing that we haven't shown was the Shota patch. And our biggest issue was not saying Fleeting Hours is here, it's over, we're gonna work on a new game, and it's called the Shota game. And I feel like we will still get shit, but we wouldn't get as much shit because people are expecting like a patch at the same speed, at the same size, and the same quality as everything that we have called a patch ever since we started working on the game. Where you see something like 12 to 18 scenes in between 3 to 4 months, and that's it. Right now we have a patch that I feel like it has like 40 fucking entire scenes. It has 30 gameplay days that it's like quick fire. You have a morning period and a night period, and a lot of information happens during those days. Some days have upwards to like 3 entire scenes. The story is one of the best stories that I've wrote. I've very few times I have wrote entire scenes, or I've wrote a story about an entire scene, or how something happens where I felt as fulfilled as I did in the Shota patch, because everything makes sense to me, everything feels like very organic and whatnot. So yeah, I get that people are impatient, but in the end of the day, I feel like we keep going back at this. You are going as a developer to keep getting shit regardless of what you do. If the game is too big, the game is too big. If the development and the corruption of the character is way too progressive, it's taking too long. If it's short, then she's an instant slut and people are not interested. People are always going to give you shit. If you give people shit for free, as we have done many times. When COVID started, we gave our game for free. Christmas, let's give our game for free. Jesus' birthday, let's give our game for free. We literally, the only time we stopped giving away our game for free was when we signed with Kagura Games and they released the game on Steam. Because at that point, every time we give away copies for free, or if we just put our game out for free, we might get on trouble with Steam. And that's why we stopped doing that. But regardless of what you do, and regardless of how altruistic you are, someone is always going to give you bullshit. It's like a rule of the world. Death, taxes, and people giving you bullshit. And at the end of the day, we just have to keep motivating ourselves and keep developing, and that's what we have done, and that's why we appreciate our community so much for giving us the opportunity to do that. So we are going to keep working on our games with the quality that we feel like it needs to be worked on. We are not going to release something faster or whatever to hit a deadline or to please someone that is displeased, when we promised since day one we will work on the best possible game that we could, and we will release the best possible content that we could. And that's what we've been doing, and we try to one up ourselves every day. I feel like for the last 3 weeks I had at least once a week a conversation with the CG team where we were going over the scenes. And Muku was telling me, Stark, what can we do to improve? I really want to reinvent myself for Bloodlust. I want to make something that... I even made a joke like, bro, don't reinvent yourself too much because people like Fleeting Iris. So try not to come up with like... Because I've played games where... I used to like the artist, but then he changed his art so much that I was like, did he hire a new artist? The game is garbage now. But it was like, oh, I think this new art is better. And then it's like, I don't like the new art. It happened. There's a guy that draws. It's called Melkor Mancine, and I used to like his art, and now I don't because it feels like he improved. I feel like he didn't. I feel like it's just too different now. But the joke was that I was telling Muku, bro, like don't change your art too much because our fans are a fan of your art, how it is right now. Now, if you want to improve a little bit, and then I feel like we have been discussing how to improve his art and how to improve the CGs and how to improve everything from the eyelashes to the position of the face to the breasts need to look more natural. These looks like these little way too round. There's no weight to them. When you touch them, we are always going on arguments like, oh, how are we going to do this better, how are we going to improve ourselves, and that's pretty much what it is. F1 Studios is a journey of self-improvement, and hopefully by the time we're working on our last game, people feel like, and we hopefully we are at the time, but people feel like, man, was this made by a AAA team? And basically we want to, we aim to be, and we hope to be, and we can only humbly hope that we can one day be, to anti what games like Hades or Hollow Knight or that farm game that I always keep forgetting the name, Stardew Valley. We want to be those guys, but of the entire games, where people look at us and it's like, there's no way those guys are like an indie team. So yeah, man. Are we making like $80,000 a month? No, we're not. But when people say that we are milking, it sometimes it hurts. It hurts because something that we pride ourselves off is that we can sleep soundly at night without feeling like we are deceiving people or lying to people or, you know, not putting in work. And honestly, we're just doing this for you guys, the people that support us, and that's why I don't go around negativity, because regardless of what we do, people are going to give us shit. And regardless if I explain what I just said in this podcast to some person today, tomorrow a new guy is going to come up that didn't bother to gather the information, didn't bother to figure out what the fuck is going on, and I'm going to have to deal with the same shit again, and the same shit next week, and the same shit next week. So it's pointless. You just got to stay the course, keep developing, and, you know, keep finding ways to motivate yourself to be passionate about what you do. And that's literally what we do, and that's literally what we plan on doing for the rest of the F1 Studios days. As long as I'm ahead of the ship, I bet you that that's what we're gonna do. So I know for a fact, I know that you guys, once you guys get the shoulder patch, you guys are gonna see like, yes, okay, I can tell where the work has gone. I can 100% tell where the work has gone. But there we go. 20 days, give or take. I said the 15th. It's the 24th, but, you know, February is smaller. It might come out earlier. I'm just trying to give you guys, you know, a realistic. I don't want to defraud any expectations. So I'm going to say the 15th. I might release it on the 10th. But just to be sure, just to be safe, just to be sure, 15. Wednesday, March 15th, we're going to get the shoulder patch. And that's the date for now. And we might release it earlier. We will spoil the last two scenes on Discord, so stay tuned for those. And just to remind you guys, if you want the spoiled scenes for the Christmas on Discord, just drop me a direct message, and I will give you guys the direct message. For me today, unless you want to tell them something about the development of the project that you're doing, and a lot of the stuff that, you know, if you want to talk about.
The stuff I'm doing is probably boring for most of our, you know, viewers, listeners, players. I don't know.
It's boring to me as well.
I'm just like, I spend my days like reading code, looking at coordinates, seeing where it goes on the new map, changing coordinates, testing, seeing how I screwed up, changing it again.
I envy you so much for that.
Testing again. It's pretty much my entire day every day now.
I envy you so much for that. I envy your capacity to get to the office, put on your headphones, or put like something playing on the background or whatever, and just focusing on the most.
Some days I work more than. Some days I'm just very tired, look at the screen, and it takes me like 3 times the time to do something that I would normally do much faster. But hey, that's life.
Yeah, no, I get that, but your ability to just like put on the headphones and just put something on the background and just focus on working on something that is so mechanical.
It's exactly that work it's very mechanical. I can do something like that, even though I'm tired and I work slower. Almost like I can be like almost brain dead and
autopilot.
Still autopilot. I look at the number, the map is like too bigger to the side, increase by 2, poof, that's it. It checks out. Okay, next line. For the entire day, it doesn't like bug me at all. But for stuff, for instance, like the Halloween patch, where you come to me and say like, hey Isaac, I want to do a puzzle that kind of works like this. For instance, like the floor tiles that change color puzzle with the 3 rooms. Yeah. And tell me, well, this is the idea. How are we gonna do that? I have no clue. Like find out, and I try the code, and I change it. I try to events, and I see online, and I see that no people has done anything similar that I know of an RPG Maker. And like go back and I play different games that have similar puzzles to get ideas, and like and let me try like this way. That kind of work, I like it like much more,
No,
much more than
I
this
think
kind of
so.
work, and also it's much harder. It kind of needs a lot of creativity to like I have this idea, how can I translate this to functioning code.
Yeah.
And some days I look at the screen and like nothing pops up in my head.
No, I swear to God, like when you're working on your regular stuff, you look like brain dead. You look like legit autopilot.
Yeah, the stuff like right now, this is basically like just increasing maps, changing coordinates. Autopilot.
I will die of self-commiseration if I had to do that part of the job.
Yeah, but stuff that takes creativity,
I can tell this.
I
can see the
like
smile
to
on your
do it
face.
much more, and also it's much harder to do. And some days it goes like really well because I feel like really inspired, or I have an idea that if I do this, like it will like work and will be like really easy to code, and the code will be like easy to read and change if you want to change it in the future and whatnot. And other days I look at the screen and I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to do this shit. And then I take a shower and I have an idea in the shower. This legit happened.
Yes. I definitely like this is funny about being passionate about working on something. It's that the whole mood and just looking at you when you're working on the Halloween patch and when you're working on the puzzle and whatever, you're always a lot more psyched and you're like a lot more excited, like you're always looking forward to do that. And then when you're working on the mechanical stuff, it's like you're just there.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's really hard, but both come with the job.
Yes.
And some of the stuff is definitely a lot more fun to work for us. And hopefully Bloodlust is going to have a lot more than that and a lot more mechanically, and you will have to have a lot of I'm counting on you to do a lot of the battle balancing.
Okay.
Which is also going to suck because, a lot of people are not experienced in RPG, so I will have to keep reminding you, hey bro, maybe not this hard, okay? No, yeah. I already know that you're going to come up with these bosses with like convoluted mechanics.
Yes, absolutely. But not grinding. I fucking hate grinding in every kind of game.
No.
So, none of those. You won't have to fight like for 30 hours to get like 20 levels ahead of the boss to kill it. Not that. I feel that's fucking terrible design choices.
Yeah, but you might have to like do some sort of trial and error and having to outsmart the boss when the game is set to fuck you in the ass. I already know.
Absolutely. So I love that boss with like unique mechanics in like every boss. It's my jam.
Awesome. So I got you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create different difficulties, and in story mode you will be able to one-shot shit, and then in easy mode or normal mode you will have like battles that doesn't feel like I want to throw my computer against the wall, and then we're going to have Isaac difficulty.
Also called the Shin Megami Tensei difficulty.
I'm literally gonna call it the Isaac
where
difficulty.
Instead of the main character, it's you who gets fucked by the boss.
So we're gonna have like little bitch I just want to play the game difficulty. We're gonna have regular guy difficulty, I just came here to play the game, and then we're gonna have like Isaac difficulty, like I'm a little bit of a masochist.
I wanna be part of the anti-scene. That's gonna be the name of the difficulty.
I want to participate in the fucking.
Yes.
No, you guys might not get this, but I literally had to have Isaac nerf almost every single puzzle he made for Halloween, because all the puzzles I made, like, you just need to go here and find
some of them were just too long and had to be made by trial and error, so I got those ones and I was like, Stark is right. And some of them were just hard, so if you guys remember the floor tiles puzzle, it's like 3 rooms, one big, one medium, and one small.
The last one is kind of hard, dude. Fuck you.
So that was not the first iteration of that puzzle. The first iteration I made, the rooms were all bigger than the rooms you guys have. And Stark looked at map, he didn't even try to solve the puzzle, he was like, dude, just no. No.
That's not even the worst. When you made the teleport room.
Okay, but remade everything again and smaller. All the rooms smaller. Okay, I wouldn't
Wait,
even.
wait, no, I looked at the map and I was like, you're fucking crazy. no, it's an anti game. I looked at you and I was like, are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
guys-
And you're like, bro, it's easy. For you, it's a fucking anti game. It's an anti
Yeah,
game.
sometimes I forget it's an anti-game, and I think I'm doing this crazy epic game with a lot of puzzles, like those Pokemon puzzles where you have to use the AGM, or those Golden Sun puzzles, or those whatever game I don't remember even it's called puzzles. No, people want to see porn, people want to get there, fast.
See,
don't do that.
Morgan's right. Morgan's right. Let me translate what he said to you. He said, motherfucker, my blood is not in my brain right now. What the fuck? That's what he's saying.
It's kind of hard to solve the puzzle with only one hand on the keyboard. I get it.
No, it's not even the one hand on the keyboard, bro. It's like the blood is not going to my brain right now, bro. My dick ass dips on my blood. Okay, so can you make like shit that we can, solve without having to grab a fucking paper and a pencil and try to fucking no. And even listen, if you look at the puzzles that you made and the puzzle that I made, the only puzzle that you made that I was like, okay, that one is okay, was the rolling logs where you have to like flood the shit with water and then you
that puzzle was so good. I love that puzzle.
But that one is kind of like, okay, this shit kind of works the way it should work. All the other puzzles that you made, I kind of regret the puzzle I made with invisible walls. The problem is almost no one found the fucking.
But that puzzle has like a clue. It's not a clue. It's like literally the solution. This is the solution. That's not even a clue.
But a lot of people miss it. I don't get it. I don't get why. But almost every single puzzle that I made, where
I almost think that the people that miss the clue are the same people that need the clue to solve the other puzzle. But probably that's the problem.
This is my problem. You made puzzles that I look at it and I was like, Isaac, listen, I can solve this, but it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be intuitive. It's like I get the puzzle, but I'm gonna look at it like I'll have to think. I don't want to think right now. And I kind of get it that almost every puzzle is hard when we have a puzzle that has 3 fucking switches that can be up.
I forgot about that.
That can be up or down. I came up with that puzzle. I wanted to give it numbers and have people have to try and get like clues here and there. I was like, okay, let's dumb this down because it's an entire game. It's 3 switches. They can be up or down. There's literally 6 combinations.
8. It's 8. 2 times 2 times 2.
No, 7.
8. 0, 0, 0 counts as 1.
No, 7, because the puzzle is already in one of the positions and it's not that one.
Well, technically,
what?
I guess you're right. It's
I am
7.
right.
It's 7. Okay.
It's 7 because the puzzle is already in a position and it's not that one. You can literally just move a switch. Poof! Oh, it was this one. It could be. It's not. But it has 7 possible
Solutions.
positions.
Yes.
No, people are fucking. Shit is broken. Door doesn't open. This fucking laser doesn't disappear. And that's one. That's one that I thought it was easy. People gave me so much shit for it. The one where you have to walk in front of the guards when they're not looking at you. That we literally stole. Wink, wink from Final Fantasy VII. We were like, bro,
Yes.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, it was.
People gave me shit for that, but for a while they could see longer than they should. They could see you through walls, so that was kind of a problem.
Yeah. Coming up with the code for those guards' field of vision was like really fun too.
See,
Have you checked out that code? That code is really nice.
but here's the thing: you did the logs, I did the invisible puzzle.
Yeah.
I did the one with hope. That it's this simple. There's a clue for the word that it gotta be there. It's a 4-word clue, a 4-letter word. Sorry, a 4-letter.
Sure.
A 4-letter word. You gotta go get the clues. It's a 4-letter word, and then it's literally something like
Each word has a number.
abandon something. All you enter here, which is
Yeah.
the line from Dante. Abandon hope, all you
Yes.
and then you have to find you see something like 2 oh one age, and then you get like
Yes.
number a letter in the
You
number.
just have to put 4 letters in order. That's it.
Yeah, it's soap. Easy. It's easy. I got some shit. Some. I made the owls. The owls.
That puzzle is very nice too.
I made the owls puzzle. I still got some shit. Imagine my fucking face. My fucking face. And I fucking argued with you on that shit. Imagine my fucking face when you came up with the teleport puzzle. And I was like, bro, this is too big. And you were like, no, it's not. And then when I tried it, I realized, wait, the teleports don't go back to the place where you took them. No, bro, they're
Do I
completely
look
random.
like Sabrina's architect? That guy's a bitch.
I fucking knew that day. You are fucking out of your mind. This literally needs a fucking paper. Someone needs to go like, how many teleports does this have? Like
That was exactly my idea. Solve the thing with the paper and the pencil.
No,
and then when you
it's
explained
an
it, I was wrong.
anti-game.
Yes, and when you explained it, I was wrong. I was like, okay, you are right. I understand. You are completely right. When you made me nerf the floor tiles puzzle, I was just sad. I was so proud of that puzzle.
No, I get it.
The dude,
I get
it
it.
was so good.
I get it.
And you said, okay, this, but much smaller. I was like, oh man,
No, bro, you made a map with like 64 tiles.
it was so good. So the solution was like so clever. That was
I
so
could
nice.
write my name on the tiles on that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, Picasso could write his name on those tiles.
Yes, that's where the problem is. No, and then you listen, and maybe I made some of the puzzles too difficult. The invisible labyrinth, whatever. The shit was so hard. I literally made a puzzle that the guy says you just need to chill, and you just have to chill there for 2 minutes, and you pass it anyway.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people fail at that puzzle.
Everybody fails
And the
that puzzle
solution
for
is literally nothing. You have to do nothing for 2 minutes. That's the solution. Doing absolutely nothing, and people fail.
Yes, but if you fail, you get an enticing. So I'm pretty sure that people fail on purpose.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I made puzzles. I thought they were easy enough.
The one with the shadows, that's very good. They're very good too. Yes.
Making that puzzle on Photoshop was harder. Listen, at the end of the day, I look at the puzzle. I made some puzzles. I feel like some of them were too easy. Some of them were maybe too hard. I love the puzzles that I made. I love the puzzle when I saw the teleport puzzle, and I knew you couldn't go back. Like literally, this wouldn't be like in a direct
Yes.
teleport. I was like, you are out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, maybe.
I told you day one. This is going to be nerfed.
That was too much.
I
I
said
recognize that.
this is going to be nerfed. Right, I swear to you, people are going to give us so much shit. This is going to have to be worked. This is going to have to be like ninja patched, nerfed like in a couple days. And they're like, no, I never got as much shit for Fleeting Garrus as I did for when that patch came out. People were like, wait, you don't go back to the same place when you take the same teleport back? Bro, until someone came up with a solution like a paper and write the whole 64 teleports or whatever and go like 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to whatever. You know how hard it is to fucking pass that minigame the first time. It's still kind of hard. The shortest path between the start and the ending is like 5 teleports.
Yeah, the entire map has like 9 platforms. Like it's 3x3. No, it's 4x3.
I feel it's like 12.
And you have to go.
It's 3x4.
It's 3x4. And you have to go. I don't know if it's to every single one, but you have to go through like 7 of those platforms or something.
It's 5. I'm 100% sure.
It's just 5.
It's 5.
Oh, so it's easy. It's just 5, dude.
Yeah, fuck you. No, it's not. I mean, it's easy now where you're like, oh, I failed, and you can just jump back.
Yes.
And now it has
Yes.
like, you can
Yes.
go like 1-1 because the problem is even when you were writing the schematic, you will be like 1 that goes to 2. Where the fuck is 2? Okay, 2. Where does 2 go? 64. Where does 64 go? 64 goes to 17. That's annoying. But when people just have to go like 1, 1, and it's like, okay, these 2 are connected. 2 over here. Okay, these 2 are connected. 3, these 2 are connected. That makes it a lot easier. When you make the shit
Yes,
just not be
yes.
connected, Solaric Storm, just go back to the Solaric Storm asked in the chat. Excuse me, the date has already been revealed. Yes, rewatch the VOD. It's on the first. It's literally the first thing we say. It's the date. But yeah, so this always happens. I said it was going to be a small this is already one of the biggest ones we ever had. Like the more time we have, the more time we're gonna talk, and we need to go back to work. And this always happens. I was going to make a small podcast, and then we start talking about shit, and then storytelling 101, like Fam I Love You says. It's almost 7 p.m. We gotta go, but it's always cool to talk to you guys and explain what's going on. Yeah, I hope to see you guys when the game comes out, and I hope we get a lot of positive feedback. And that's about it. I want to appreciate you all, everyone that was here and watching and chatting with us and participating in the podcast. I want to appreciate everyone that has been patient with us and has been following us for however much time have you been following us. It has been a pleasure to work for you guys, and I hope we can continue to do so for many years, and you understand our perspective. And yeah. Morgan said it's nice to hear some developer stories from time to time. I actually thought about making an alternative podcast where I just interview developer friends of mine, and yeah, I would like to do that with friends. I don't know if I will be able to make that weekly, or if there's even enough developers that I like enough to.
You might just record when you can, and when you have, like, for instance, 10 of them, release like season 1, poof.
Yeah, I like that. I actually like that. Instead of making like this is gonna come out this day, just just let people know, kind of like odd ones, whatever. Where it's like, hey, there's going to be one next week. That's just what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys appreciated it. I had a lot of fun with this podcast. It was very fine. It was very fine. It was very nice to be able to take a lot of stuff out of my chest. I won't call it frustrations, but I feel like sometimes I feel like justifying to the people that believe in you. I feel like it's important to justify and give them reasons to continue believing in you. And there have been times in the past where I felt like the CG team was underdeveloping or underperforming or whatever. It's definitely not what I feel nowadays. I feel like they're making God's work. We're all getting older, but at the end of the day, I see them post their progress reports every day. I know that they're putting a lot of work into the game, and obviously you guys can check the preview section, and you guys can tell how much work they're putting into the game as well. So at the end of the day, I just hope that we don't defraud the expectations that you guys have from us, and that you guys can keep supporting us with a clear conscience, and don't doubt our ability to deliver, or that we are trying to do our best to deliver games. That's pretty much it. Like, we just don't want to disappoint our community, and we want to give back for all the support that you guys have been giving us for this long. I know I say this all the time, but we really are incredibly appreciative of all the support that you guys give us. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, even though it's been 2 fucking hours. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the initial joke, even though I botched it. And I hope you guys appreciate the show to patch when it comes out. Thank you guys for watching. Love you all. Take care. Stay healthy, and the rest will come. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Botched it again.
寝坊しちゃった思い出したのは君のことです起きて